Let's talk a bit more about some violations that I've experienced back in 2024, 5. What the fuck year is it even? 2026, right? Oh, man, time is just flying by. But so, like, I've been shooting guns my whole life. Like, I love physics, and so guns to me are toys. And Charlie Kirk, I think that's his name, he was assassinated with an old German rifle. Or murdered, or whatever. I don't know if you'd call it assassination because it has to be a political body member. But so the place I originally got my 1911. It looks really great in the camera. It's beautiful. I take good care of that gun. It's my favorite. But that's the original place that I bought that. And so I go there because, like, one, my father had just been in the hospital for, he said, 12 days. And so I wanted to go long range shooting with him. So I found that gun. It's an old German Mauser. And I wanted to go shooting with him and compare his rifle with that one, which turned out that he got rid of it, even though he knew that I wanted it. Even though he complains that he didn't get his father's gun at, their funeral. He didn't inherit that. So, I mean, come on. You can't be that fucking stupid, right? Anyway, I go there to get this rifle. It's an old German Mauser rifle, 30-06, which just happens to be like the day after Charlie Kirk is shot. Big coincidence, right? Anyway, so I go to get that rifle. Beautiful gun. Great condition. Good scope. The price was fantastic. I mean, the strap itself was worth like $200. And that was like, they wanted, like, I think $615 for it, if I remember right. And so I go there right as the gun store opens because I want it. Plain and simple. I don't keep track of all the ridiculous fucking changes in gun laws. I've been here for 16 years. When I first moved here, Colorado, you could just go to a store and buy a gun as long as you have an ID. It kept changing and changing and changing over time. I didn't know that there was a 3-day waiting period, let alone, like, I can tolerate the whole background check bullshit, but that's being funding. That is funding to oppress us further. So we're paying them to keep oppressing us. Like, that's why the laws keep getting more and more and more restrictive, is because we let them get away with that. We turn victims into this manipulation where people then are pumped in and out of Colorado, and they come here and they're like, oh my God, I better vote for that. And so what do? They fucking vote for something and they're gone. They don't stay here. It's like the fucking Jungle, the book by Upton Sinclair. Like, using voter manipulation to change the freedoms of this state. And I get it, like, not everybody is an evil person, but at the same time, like all these people that are being pumped in and out, you can't consider their intellectual capacity as valuable. I think that, we really need to start restricting voting rights by generations. I think 3 generations of being somewhere, then you deserve to vote. That way, you adapt to your surroundings, you learn your surroundings, you bond with your society, and then you know how to vote to make changes. Anybody that comes to Colorado can just fucking vote. Like, as long as you have a residence, you can just vote. You might not even live here another year, but yet you get to vote. You get to choose to change things. I mean, get the fuck back home and fix your shit that you ran away from. It's ridiculous. And then I'm in that store. The moment I walk in, I hear this dipshit with a fucking ponytail. This guy. I got a ponytail. I have a new rule too. Like, don't even acknowledge a man with a ponytail. Okay? At this point, like, they're just stay away from them. As soon as I walked in the door, all I hear is checking for red flags. It's a beautiful store. They have so many interesting firearms, just dating back all over the place, just up and down the walls. And, like, I know every single one of them. I knew more about guns than the employees. I was talking to them. I was like, that's rare. They had a star. I think it's a star, if I remember right. 1911. They're so rare. That's one of the second rarest 1911s besides the Singer. And you know, finally, after 3 hours of me talking to every single employee, because my ID has a different address because of my dumbass fucking parents giving me their address to use, which is a UPS store address, because they're that stupid, instead of their actual address, because I had to be homeless because of a shitty fucking landlord who kicked me out in 3 days after a 1-year lease, which is technically illegal. I could have sued him for that. That was during COVID, by the way, when evictions were literally, like, illegal to do. Like, I could have just lived there till the end of that eviction ban. I had the audacity to leave and accept it. That building burned down. Honestly, he fucking deserved it. Fuck that guy. And he was a piece of shit too. Just a giant Texas piece of shit. I haven't met a Texan that I'd like. Not in my entire life. They're all awful people. Terrible people. And anyway, so I had to be homeless, so I had to use that address in case I needed anything, in case anything got ordered or whatever, And so that's been on my ID for a long time. Well, I didn't know all these laws changed. I haven't bought a gun at that time in 8 years. They treated me like a fucking criminal, even though I knew more about guns in that store than every employee. And They had me talk to every single one of them like I was being psyche-valed to express my fucking freedoms of the Constitution, that my bloodline has signed it. And on top of that, took 3 hours. I had $2,500 in my pocket waiting to buy this rifle, thinking that I'm going to go out and shoot with my father and buy enough ammo and have some fun. Finally, after 3 hours of being objectified and profiled and harassed, one guy there comes up and he admits, like, we don't even like working here anymore. Not just the laws. We don't like the manager. And I even had to explain to them why I wouldn't change my address to that, like, where I was living. Because it has to be a residential address. The landlords where I was living at that time were sociopaths. They were fucking crazy people. Really, really shitty people. They didn't know what a level pool table was, right? Billiards are... it's a gentleman's game. They don't like having a level pool table, a stretched felt. They don't like having a reasonable challenge. They like fucking people over. And that was the key, like, moment that I was like, I should never have moved here. Oh my God, I fucked up. They are so fake. Like, I can't trust, changing that to my address. So my constitutional rights are being, like, stripped away from me because of shitty people. Constantly shitty people. I mean, it's just left and right and left and up and down and all over the fucking place that you can imagine. Like, the list of things that those people did to me is beyond comparison. I cannot stop naming them. Like, we had a table outside so that my parents could sit out there and enjoy dinner when I cooked for them as they visited. I hear poof, 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 poof. I go out. The fucking woman is kicking the table. Literally just kicking it. This table's old too at that time. It had these little tiny wheels on it. Like, it was made at least 100 years ago. Like, it was really old, and she's out there fucking kicking it. She's like, I don't mind. What is not connecting in her brain? I want to just leave it all behind. I don't want to forget about those people. Like, they are fucking awful. I don't want to ever think about them again. And so I couldn't buy a gun. A really cool collectible old German-made Mauser clone. It would have been awesome to have. Beautiful gun. I remember that fucking ponytail dipshit wannabe man. I hit the safety on it, and, like, that's just like an instinct of anybody that owns guns. Like, you always hit the safety. Handed it to him. He's inspecting it as if he's doing something. I think he's one of those people that he doesn't actually do anything, so he does unnecessary things to pretend he's doing things. And he didn't know how to run the rifle. It's like, what is that? What is happening here? I was like, I hit the fucking safety. Jesus, I was like, it's just instinct for anyone that actually uses guns. He didn't even know how to operate something that he is managing and selling. Absolutely pathetic. That guy does not belong there whatsoever. And what the fuck is he doing there? Just need another conditioning. We're still a bit dry. And then we let these people vote. That guy gets to vote. He doesn't even know how to do his own fucking job. Can you believe that? Yeah, still keeps these. I don't know why these explode out like that. It's so annoying. Normally, when you slap it down, it doesn't. But like, I don't know what else to say. It's just disappointing to know so much about guns, to actually enjoy firearms, but to be profiled and treated like a criminal and harassed relentlessly for 3 hours. I mean, they even had me digitally like alter my address, right? I switched it back immediately, but the audacity. I mean, they're just terrible people. It's the best way to condition leather gloves, I find. And they straighten out really quickly. You know, they dry out once you use them, but just keep them conditioned. And love these gloves. They fit perfectly. I don't know. There might be a couple more guns I want to get. Single action Colt, just cause, but that's more of a novelty rather than an actual purpose. Um, I'm thinking more of a Chris Vector would fit me. I always liked using it in video games. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I know the mechanism, the way the bolt and cycling functions, and it's really awesome. And but it's a bit encumbersome. I've always wanted a Thompson, so considering a Thompson versus a Chris Vector, I don't need a revolver. Was gonna get a Anaconda in 45, but it's like, what's the point? I already have a, Dan Wesson Model 15 that'll keep up with anything that you load other than even 44 and 45 Magnum, which is basically what the new Anaconda would be. It'd be a 45 long Colt Magnum. You can load that thing with smokeless powder up to 35,000 psi, and in some cases even a little bit further than that, I would imagine. But whether or not the brass can handle it, it's another story. Anyway, I need a tactful firearm, something for relative defense. I was thinking of what is that? Saint. It's the Smiths. Is it that makes the Saints. It's a weird company that makes them. Springfield, there you go. Yeah. You hardly ever talk about Springfield Farms. They make the St. Vincent, and that's in 6.5 Creedmoor. I was thinking of that as a, a battle-ready weapon. But maybe just go back to the 308, or there's so many different variables to consider. The only time I can imagine having a gunfight would be with law enforcement. And they train so well that I think that wouldn't be such a bad way to go out. Not all the time. It's not like I want to kill cops or anything. It's more that sometimes men desire an end that is worthy of the life you have lived. And if you live a strong and hard life, you want a strong and hard death. It's not a threat or anything. People can't even understand that fucking dynamic anymore. They're all so pathetic. That, I wouldn't even, hurt them. I would just strategically leave myself weak at a optimal moment where I can finally end. And just know that I was capable of keeping up with them when it mattered to. Because I don't want to live forever. I'm not one of those people. I used to be afraid of it. Afraid of death. They sell the Vector in 10mm now too. My father has a Delta Elite, though he quit wearing it, so I wonder if he didn't sell it. Probably did. Sells everything. He's a fake person. He lies and lies and never stops. But if he still has that Delta Elite, I'd love to have that. I worked my ass off on that gun to turn that into a battle-ready weapon. Like something you could literally take, like, war-ready. Like, it was a great gun, but after I worked on it, I had to train him. And it took me 3 days of constant work to get that thing really fucking right where it could be. And the reason was because he sent me a photo, and he was actually surrounded by a group of Hispanics in the parking lot, and they were setting up key points, and they were pacified, but at the same time, if that ever happens again, I'm going to give you a gun that can, because I know the 1911 thoroughly in and out. I can make them very fucking dangerous. Like, you don't want to touch mine. Like, mine is dangerous. You have to train with it constantly. I've let people use it, and they say it's one of the nicest 1911s they've ever shot. And I've let a competition shooter use my gun, and he was visibly shocked and impressed, right? So that right? I actually doled it down a bit because I was afraid. But I did have an accidental discharge once with it. I was in the lodge, and I was really drunk, I always train with my guns when I'm at my weakest point, and like the trigger was so crisp, and I don't even really remember what happened necessarily, but I know that a double shot came off and it went. Poof, poof. The reflex of the gun triggered my finger and grip to control it, and I fired twice. It was crazy. And anybody that actually owns guns, practices, and works on them, you have to have an accidental discharge. That trains you, it teaches you. I don't trust anybody that hasn't had one happen to them. Like you're not you haven't gone the full spectrum. You have to make a mistake to learn how to know how to not make mistakes. And so, it's not like a prideful moment or anything, but it's just part of gun ownership, part of the responsibility of this constitutional freedom that we possess. And so intuitive, this. Let's see if I can do it again. It's perfectly balanced. I love this knife. It's my favorite. I might start carrying it, but I don't want to like duct tape it to my suspenders or something and look like a freaking dork. Not that I want to look the opposite of a dork. I just there are times when I need a knife, and it's good to have one on you that you understand how to use and know how to use. And this fucker's very sharp. Let's see if it'll still cut paper. Trick of cutting paper, though. It's too thin and weak. It has to have some resistance. Because it'll cut clean. But cut on contact, I've probably honed it way too fragile. This is how I test it. People like to like shave their arm and shit like that. It'll shave. But I have really strong hair and skin because I don't bathe completely. And so this hair is really long. I think the true test is diamond honing, and then when you hit it on your skin, you don't feel anything and it bleeds later. That means that it is so fine that it's cutting between your nerves. Used to be able to get it that sharp. Handle's still a bit sticky. Been oiling it. That's how sharp it used to be. I could just do that and it would bleed. There you go. I'll make a line, but I probably have too much oil built up. Yeah, too much oil. Too much fat. Because that's just fine. That's 2 tests. How smooth does it cut through? Not perfectly. Yeah. So you gotta also understand that, like, this is why I try to strip on like this. Like, doing that means it's sharp. There's all variables. There's a ton of them. And I love this knife. The handle is beautiful. Brass. It's a fucking leaf spear. I hardened it. And it holds an edge better than it did before. Very, very sharp. I've used honestly, I use it mainly for cutting onions. That's probably why the edge is all fucked up from the acids of onions. And this is quite an emotional moment, right? Where they realize each other and recognize each other. It always makes me think of this girl. When I was working at the college, she was only 16 though. I've never, like, she was oomph, you know, like, take me home, ruin my body type. But I always have restraint. I never indulge. And my hairstyle is, it's not like I'm watching this or that. This is just how I shape it to my face. And but it does mimic a few Japanese styles in anime. It looks, anyway, resemblant. It's just the only way that, like I can't. It's like the anti-mullet I can't stand hair back there. Annoys the shit out of me. But I still want to display my hair because I'm a human being. People care about hair. And this thing is fucking sharp. I don't want to get another annoying cut. I gotta train further for that, but like, what's really nice about this knife is the flat end. I can rest it and use monkey paw. It's a formidable tool. I wouldn't want to fight me with that. Not that I want to harm anyone with it. It's just more of a, like I said, I use that thing for cutting onions all the time. I've used it many times. The last thing I would ever want to do is to draw that and harm another human being. I would prefer a can of green beans. Like, the most places I frequent, I study everything, and so can I even do that? Yeah, I can't close the idea. And it's a really fucking awesome fighting knife. This thing just forms to my body. And you know, Mantis style is about this. And so, like, it's pretty awesome. It's a really great tool. But I only use it for cutting vegetables and stuff. And honestly, just enjoying having it. It's a beautiful knife. You can see. The curvature is rather unique. And the position of these, not only that, how you can feel the friction. It's a perfect tool for me. I'm a natural monkey paw, natural drunken fist, and that'll serve me well. If I have to, ever use it in combat, I doubt it. I tend to study how to avoid physical conflict because I don't like hurting people unless I have to. Axes are coming along great. Use this beauty and was awesome. Perfectly influential. Or, not influential. What's the word? Intuitive. I'm in focus, but my eyes look off. Seems the same. That's why they do that. What else is there to talk about potentially? What a beautiful thing. It's fancy. It's fancy pants. I gotta stop talking. What am I doing?